Hi everybody, it's your old pal Rob in real time. I know it's been a while. Posting much things on YouTube anymore. I do on occasion like to have discussions and stuff about things. And right now I have something that's kind of, messing with the old noodle. I want to welcome you back to Rob in Real Time channel. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about in the Avengers Infinity War. And as you can see, on the Avengers Infinity War, the Avengers Infinity War is a really good movie. I loved it, in fact, but it had a lot of questions, and so this is going to be on this. It's going to be a discussion, more of an intellectual exercise, kind of like a fan theory on what's going to happen on Endgames. I'm going to let you all know now, and also I'm going to put in with all the Avengers in Infinity War. Spoiler alert! If you have not seen Avengers Infinity War, please stop this video and watch it on Redbox or Netflix. I say Redbox is probably the cheapest way to go. It's only $1 something, but if you have Netflix and you're already subscribed, it's on there. Just take the time to watch it. It's a really entertaining movie. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. Now, this movie has left everybody who's been watching the MCU for the last 20 years in suspense because it was such a sad ending. So again, spoiler alert. Going back to what I was talking about. We're going now talking about Infinity War, and now we're talking about Endgame, which the big day for Endgame is going to premiere on the 26th of April, as you can see on the screen, April 26, 2019. And hopefully I can get some kind of, people talking about it. And I want to talk about this as an intellectual exercise, just kind of like this is my theory on what I think is going to happen in Endgame. But I don't have. I'm letting you all know now. I do not have any insider information. Okay, but I did write down a bunch of notes from the movie. So I got some notes here from Infinity War, and I kind of want to go over what I'm thinking that might happen to the Avengers in Avengers Endgame. Okay, so now let's go back to my marker board here. All right, cool. All right, so what I'm gonna do now. The eraser, and hopefully it'll erase the whole thing. Good. All right, cool. Okay, so I'm using this line because I'm gonna now write what I need to write here. So this is right now we all heard of the expression, the quote unquote, the big, or you've seen the TV show Big Bang Theory, right? There's the one with Sheldon and Penny and all the kids from the Big Bang Theory, which is by now, I think now the show is pretty much its last season, right? Well, we're not. This is for the MCU. It's not the Big Bang Theory. Oh no, it's not the Big Bang Theory. No, let's just erase that right now. See? So yeah, so let's go with this big snap theory here. So in the big snap theory, we're talking about Thanos and or a bad guy Thanos did, right? So, as you know, in the movie, Thanos snaps his finger like that and makes half the MCU disappear. Now, this is where I got to kind of go to my notes because a lot of stuff happens, right? So, right here, give me this, give me that, okay. Before this stuff happens over here where we had people that characters that didn't make it. We had characters that died before the big conflict. So this was really kind of cool. Like, it was just essentially, it was very sad and hard to watch because what ultimately happened was we were watching the MCU studios kind of clean house with the old Vanguard. It was kind of like watching Transformers 1986 again, the cartoon, when you saw them wipe out all the first generation Autobots. Everybody dies. The first generation Decepticon, most of them died. And yeah, that's just another cartoon, but it's basically everybody you grew up to love, all the characters you grew up to love and know. A lot of them didn't make it. This was sad. So I call this the pre-snap deaths, right? So pre-snap. Who do we lose? The Asgardians, the people who's the Asgardians on the ship. Just when the movie begins, the remaining Asgardians, they died. So I don't know if I'm spelling that right. But yeah, Himdall is that actor who opens the Rainbow Bridge in the Ragnarok movie, and also I believe in the second Thor movie. So he's called Himdall. I had to look all these characters up. Some of these characters, they were created in the MCU. I didn't, but they are existing characters in the comic books. So, like, of course, some of these characters did not look like anything like their comic book counterparts. Himdall, of course, was white in the comics. That's not an issue here or there. You know, it's the same thing. So, okay, so we also lost Loki. So, let me go real quickly, guys, because I don't want this, but I'm going to try to go this fast. We lost Loki, and that's Thor's brother. And we liked him, and he was actually he was the main villain in the first Avengers movie. But we found out that he was working under Thanos. And if you saw in the first Avengers movie, you saw that he was working with Thanos. Yeah, there was a villain that one of the enforcers of Thanos. He looks like a drow, like an evil elf. So yeah, this drow of Thanos. I don't know his name, but he was one of the Thanos characters. But he's Ma. He was like that high priest guy. He fights Doctor Strange in the movie. For Guardians of the Galaxy, this was really big, and this was a big loss. We lost Gamora, and Gamora, she was Thanos' daughter, adopted daughter. And out of the Avengers, this is the pre-snap. We lost Vision. Now we knew Vision was gonna. You know that everybody who saw the movie Age of Ultron knew that Vision was in trouble, because we knew he had that stone, that yellow stone in his head, right? So we believed that we knew Thanos was going to come after him and take that stone from him. And that played out in the movie. So in Infinity War, that exactly played out as everybody thought, that he was going to come by and Thanos just pretty much took the stone from him. So this is what happened. These are everybody here. They died, and they passed on to the next. So. These are permadeaths. So I mean, as far as I can tell, as much as I can tell, these characters are not coming back. So that's really sad. But you know, they're cleaning house and they're gonna make new movies. Okay, so this is sad because another honorable mention that a character we lost before the Infinity War, and I'm putting it under here, is I'm putting Quicksilver, and I'll explain why in a minute. But I have a theory on that character, so I'm just going to circle that for now. So Quicksilver, he's the speedy brother to Scarlet Witch, and we lost him in Age of Ultron. So AOU. Sorry about that. The screen is not letting me right there. Okay, so yeah, so that's going on there. So according to my big snap theory, okay, so according to the big snap theory, so we lost all these. So these guys are permadeath. As far as we know, they are dead. Because, but this leaves us with a host of questions like, are they dead? We don't know. And reason being is because this all happened. All these characters who I mentioned here that got killed off were before Thanos collected all the gems for the Infinity Gauntlet, right? So that's the point I'm getting to. So again, when we go to the universe, so we have two universes that are going on right now. I believe there's two realities happening. Okay. Now the reality we've been watching in the MCU, let's just call it Alpha, Universe Alpha. And you know, if you guys follow comic books, they have they have assigned numbered names. Like DC, they have their own numerical numbers for this is Universe 72103 and whatever. In this universe, this reality, this is going on, and everything. Some of them are very similar, and some are drastically different. But this is the same idea here. So in the Alpha universe, I'm just saying Alpha, and then we have Bravo universe. So Bravo is, I'll explain Bravo in a bit. So Alpha universe is what we've seen in the MCU. what we know, everything. Please put down in the comments below if I missed anything. I didn't see the Captain Marvel movie. There was so much just politics on that. I just got turned off and I just didn't want to see it. So yeah, that's my bad. But for those of you who did make the effort to go see it, let me know if there was anything that I missed that I should have seen in Captain Marvel. Who knows? Maybe I'll rent it. I'll check it out. And I will correct myself if I am wrong. But again, this is all theory, so none of this is actual actual legit, you know. So in this, so the people still living in this in Alpha universe, and let me erase all this stuff. Is come on, man. So the living is what I have here is the list of names that we have, and that's remaining. The living is we have Black Widow, Thor. Sorry if my writing is very sloppy. I'm just gonna call Captain America. I'm gonna abbreviate it just for save time. Rocket Raccoon. Again, abbreviating there. I don't know the name of this character. But we know it's the actress who plays Michonne. I don't know her name, but she's from Black Panther. Okay, so I just don't know that character very well. Over here we have War Machine. So I'm listing all these characters. We have Hulk and Bruce Banner. Because you don't get one without the other, right? And then we have, and that was in the Wakanda battle. This is all happening in Wakanda, right? So yeah, this is what happened in Wakanda. So all this happened in Wakanda here. Okay. So do I have anything else? Oh yes. And then we have the Titan planet battle. And we only have Iron Man and Nebula. So we only have, on that main battle with Thanos, we only have 2 heroes left. And Nebula is the second cybernetic sister to Gamora, and also supposed to be daughter to Thanos. But Thanos, she's like the kid you don't like in your family, the black sheep, right? Okay, so that's what went on. So those are the living. So then we have what's called something like, okay, so here you have the big snap, right? So we have the snap. Right, yeah, I know it's not very detailed, guys. I'm sorry. It's just I gotta give you a quick detailed thing of it. But this is the gauntlet. You guys get the idea. All right, so we have we have this guy doing the big snap. All right, so over here in the Bravo universe. So so why did I draw this stupid glove, this ugly glove with the snap? Well, like the Big Bang Theory is all about. The Big Bang Theory can also symbolize a snap, which is a pop, right? It's a popping sound. It could be actually the snap could mean what I believe is that, and getting to the point of this thesis is, or theory, is that Bravo universe was created by the snap. Making it, when he snapped, he actually created, Thanos created an alternate universe. Okay? So he created a new universe. And I don't believe all these characters are actually dead. I think they've been relocated. If the world had approximately 8 billion people, and he took out half of them, that means he moved, maybe, and I did a few corrections. I know, and also I had some few typos, and I know I fixed it. But yes, my main idea is here that when the snap happened, that maybe those people didn't die. Maybe they're just Thanos created another alternate reality where they exist. and they're all just like dust. They just flown and blown out through the cosmos, and they are reformed again. They're gonna be in another alternate universe where everything's opposite. Like, so instead of like where we see like Scarlet Witch, which was a spoiler, she didn't make it. We saw her Spider-Man disintegrate. We saw Scarlet Witch disintegrate. Like we would see like the character Michonne, the black. I should have got her character's name. I never got her name. Or like Nebula, or okay, so like an Iron Man. I mean, it's gonna be topsy turvy. So they're gonna, instead of like Spider-Man disintegrating in the Bravo universe, we're gonna see Tony Stark disintegrate, and it's just a theory, and maybe it's like a mirrored reverse, and we're gonna see Spider-Man holding Tony Stark, and maybe he's like the same thing. He has tears in his eye, and then we see Tony Stark disintegrate, and we see just Nebula disintegrate too in Universe Bravo, and then after that, the whole world is upside down. Like it's the mirrored reverse. Okay, so that's my whole theory on Bravo universe. Okay, so again, and that the 4 billion on Earth have been just relocated to this alternate reality on Earth. Earth B. So we call it Earth B. So yeah, so that's what I believe might have happened. So I'm gonna erase all this. But yeah, so now what I'm drawing is, and also I took the time to draw you a better gauntlet. I'm sorry if I didn't get the color of the gems right. I hope you guys just get the spirit of the gauntlet idea, the Infinity Gauntlet idea. But yes, that's Thanos' Infinity Gauntlet, just a rough drawing of it, you know. So please don't beat me down. It's on it. I know it's really more cooler looking than that, so I'm doing it a kind of a disservice. But anyway, so so I created an alternate universe. I added an E at the end of alternate because I misspelled it. Sorry, universe. All right. Now now this is why I come to this conclusion of these alternate universe, an alternate reality, because remember the scene now this is a spoiler, but remember the scene where we saw Collector and we saw the Guardians of the Galaxy and Gamora, and we see like Quill from Guardians of the Galaxy shoot bubbles out of his gun, and because he tried to shoot Gamora, and basically we saw Thanos kind of just lift the veil because he's using the Reality Stone. We can't trust with our eyes what we're seeing there, folks. This guy has the power of illusion, so it's basically a perfect writer's construct for a perfect plot device for any writer, for any god type character that he can also all the characters that died, you can just turn the clock with the time stone. You know, there's a time stone. So let me give you an idea. So he has the stone for space. Okay, he has a stone for reality. So again, that's what we saw. The reality that was a fake reality, so he can create illusions. He has the power stone, okay, which gives him immense powerful strength and calls down like these cosmic powers, right? The space, like when we see him use the spaces when he was bringing down the moon on the on Iron Man, right? He has the soul gem, so anyone who dies, he can just put their soul back in their body, you know? Again, he has the mind gem, so he could pretty much read people's minds with it, right? And he has time. He has all the time in the universe, so he can, like, if he needs a minute or more time, he can make more time for himself, you know, or he can jump back and forth in time and space, in future or past, and he can rearrange everything. So we can't trust what we see at the end, at the very end of the Infinity War. I know in Endgame, it's going to be a surprise. I hope it's a surprise. But we've already got in Alpha universe, we know one person is showing up, which is different. And in Alpha universe, we're gonna have Captain Marvel. That's the one of the, yeah, Captain Marvel's in it. So from what I understand is, if Captain Marvel shows up and she is the sole reason why and defeats Thanos single-handedly, you know, she's the one that just saves the day. Yay! I think we're gonna have a lot of MCU fans very upset because they want to see like redemption from Hulk. You know, like Hulk got Thanos punked Hulk out bad. You know, we want to see all these characters get their slug shots in on Thanos. And what's Thanos gonna do to return the favor? Now, at the end of Infinity War, he's chilling and he's all relaxed and he's in his farm on Titan, you know? So he's all relaxing, living the good life now, right? You know, we can't blame Thanos for wanting that, to live a peaceful life, but at the same time, why, you know? But he killed the unnecessary means of why we have to kill half the universe And an interesting quote that he had in the Infinity War was, "The universe is finite and its resources are finite." And I quoted that directly from Thanos. That is a line that he actually says. So so the universe is not infinite. There is only so much supplies. There's only so much resources. If the universe only has so much resources and a finite supplies, then we're gonna have stars explode all the time, galaxies explode like we do see in the universe in astronomy. And also the other thing is the one thing that puts the monkey wrench in my theory. So how's this gonna happen? Let me first, before I tell you, I want to go and write down the list of names of the characters in the Bravo universe. Alright guys, so I stopped the video and I had to do a little bit better research because I was missing characters, so I went back and I corrected myself on stuff. These characters were kind of obscure and I kind of had to look up better. And I found it on Wikipedia, thank God. Wikipedia actually was posted all the correct characters that I was kind of looking for, so I just had to look under characters. So okay, so let me go back to listing who I added in, okay? So let's go back and let's get back to the marker board here, the whiteboard. So right here, as you can see, I've just added. So I just gotta check this off here for you. I'm gonna give you a little green check so that way you guys see what I just did. So right now I just added Obsidian, who's one of Thanos' henchmen. That's the big bruiser. And I think he died. A lot of these characters, like I think the Black Order, they're called, the Thanos' henchmen are called the Black Order, and they are the children of Thanos. And so here are the other names that I did not go over. So Ebony, the character, I didn't have the first name of the character. It's called the Maw. It's Ebony Maw, part of the Black Order. Proxima Midnight is the female-looking elf, like drow elf character, and then the male counterpart who fought Vision and Scarlet Witch was Corvus Glaive. So that's who I added in, okay? Now, I jumped the gun with Captain Marvel that was placed right here. So yeah, I removed it. So anyway, so now I'm putting that person for like on the end credits in. So let's continue on now. Now these are the characters that got snapped. So these are characters that got snapped, okay? So I'm gonna go and write this as characters that got snapped. So characters that got snapped. So so this is what I'm listing in the Bravo universe that I was keeping track. Now I'm correcting myself as I go. All right. So but of course I'm not going to get everything wrong, and also this is just a theory video, so yeah, it's just an opinion and it's just a theory. So but I believe that the story is going to go on where we're seeing, we already saw the preview of Endgame, and we saw that the Avengers are gearing up and training even harder to seek out Thanos. Right now in the Bravo universe, let's see, in Wakanda, is Wakanda battle? Okay, yeah, okay. So the Wakanda battle we have is good old Bucky, and we know him from Captain America: Civil War. That's Captain America's pal, right? So, and then we have, of course, we have a big character, Black Panther himself. And sorry, I had to cut this in bits. I had to go back and fix a lot of it because my penmanship is terrible. It's crappy. We have good old Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy. Groot. We have Scarlet Witch, which was, like I mentioned, it was sad to see her go. Just like after we lost Vision. Now Vision died pre-snap, so he's, as far as I think he's actually gone. But there is a chance they can bring him back. I just think when we see the movie at Endgame, Vision as we know it is dead. Gamora is dead. Loki is dead. Heimdall is dead. The Asgardian people passed away. All the Children of the Night, the Black Order, they're gone. They died. A lot of them died. So we got Falcon, okay? So that is Wakanda in the Bravo universe. Now we're at Planet Titan. Okay, so this is where we saw that battle in space, and we saw a lot of the Guardians of the Galaxy. The Guardians of the Galaxy, and also in the battle on Titan, We lost, who got snapped? Mantis. That was the girl that had feelings, that had those little antennas, the bug lady. We got Drax. We kept calling her ugly. We got Star-Lord. So, Doctor Strange. You know what? Doctor Strange, he was the unsung hero. He's an MVP, man. He held on Thanos the most. I mean, got good old Spider-Man, okay? Okay, so we have Spider-Man. So these are characters that are stuck on the Titan planet in the alternate universe. Okay, so that's my notes for this. Now we talk about the end credits. Okay, so as far as the end credits go, at the end of Infinity War, who got snapped? Okay, so in the Alpha universe, we have a pager of Captain Marvel. So we know she exists, right, in the Captain Marvel, in the end credits. But who we lose in the process, they got snapped. And this is nothing to do with Titan or Wakanda. This is like Earth A and Earth B, okay? So Earth A. So here I'm gonna write Earth A, and then here I'm gonna write Earth B. We have Agent Maria Hill from S.H.I.E.L.D. Okay, and then we have Nick Fury. So that was at the end credits what we saw. So in the end credits we just saw the pager, right? And it had the Captain Marvel logo. Cool? Okay, so and then at the end we have the end credits of the Ant-Man and Wasp, right? Now if you saw the Ant-Man and Wasp, that all did pertain to the Infinity War and Endgame. Now, in Infinity War, we saw the end credits. Those are the characters that got snapped, okay? And only thing we saw at the end was a pager. And we saw this Captain Marvel logo. So that's why I'm saying Earth A and Earth B. Earth A, we just see Captain Marvel responding to the pager. And Earth B, we're going to see Agent Maria Hill and Nick Fury. Somewhere else, they're going to probably meet up with Bucky, Black Panther, Groot, Scarlet Witch, Falcon. See, so all these characters are going to meet up. And they're on Earth. Okay? Now the thing is, are they going to remember this conflict, or are they going to forget? See, because again, the Mind Stone, like Thanos has all these tricks. So, like as far as we know, he has like I was telling you, the stone for space. He has all these abilities. Kind of like this intellectual exercise is kind of like tells you that these writers who are writing for the MCU, basically they can make up anything with this, because this character pretty much has a tool for everything. So they gotta tread carefully, because the writers got like a lot of good tools there to work with. So, you know. All right. So after that, the Ant-Man and Wasp movie happened, right? And when the Ant-Man and Wasp movie happened, right, we have who remains on Earth. We have what's his name? Ant-Man. So I'll draw a little line here, a little squiggle. Ant-Man, and he's in the microverse, and he's stuck in the microverse. Okay. So in the end of the Ant-Man movie, the Prem's family was doing an experiment. They got snapped. So here in the Ant-Man universe and the Wasp, then the Prems, Mr. and Mrs. Prem, they both end up getting snapped into Earth B. So they're on Earth B. You see how this looks crazy? Guys, it's crazy. It's craziness, right? Yeah, man. When you see someone actually draw all this crap out for you, like, this is where I'm gonna tell you to study. Like, for you to get this information up here, it was the remaining 18 minutes when snap happens. When the snap happens. Snap. So 18 minutes remaining. So I'll put remaining actually. So if you wanna follow where I got my stuff, go ahead, fast forward to the 18-minute mark of Avengers Infinity War, and that's when you see all the characters begin to disintegrate. Now, earlier in the movie, the first 5-10 minutes of the movie, you're gonna see the Asgardians, Heimdall, Loki die in the first 5-10 minutes. Okay, and then all this other stuff happens like during the battle in Wakanda. So that's where you saw all the guys disappear from the Black Order. But pretty much after that battle occurs, we now have Endgame. Okay, so we're in the Endgame, as Doctor Strange says. And now what's gonna happen? Well, earlier I mentioned one thing, okay? So in an unrelated pre-snap, now the likelihood of this happening is slim to none. Okay, but it would be a great surprise. Maybe a small cameo, a small hint at it, which would be a great Easter egg of what's to come. Right. All right. So this involves what happened. So pre-snap, we lost, like I mentioned, we lost Quicksilver, which I'm rewriting down here at the bottom under pre-snap. Okay. And when we lost Quicksilver, if you know your comic books, he's who was he related to? We know he's related to our friend Scarlet Witch. So them two are related. So I draw a line next to those two. Now they're both brother and sister, as we know in the Age of Ultron. We know they are brother and sister. Who is their parents? Well, if you know the family lineage or the lore of the Marvel Comics, this is going to open up another side of the Marvel universe that we have that another studio has had in their possession, and the MCU hasn't been able to touch because Marvel back in the early days sold the rights to what's coming now, what we know. Now, let me stop for this next section. So, okay, I'm transitioning back. See, so here I'm writing down that I wrote down everybody else. That here is Ebony Man, Proxima Midnight, Corvus, Glade, Cole. They all died. Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, they're brother and sister, like I said. So what's the point of that? Well, the point of that is who's the father, and that's gonna lead up to the next part of this video. The Prim's family, the Wasp, and the Ant-Man, and what happened in credits, and then all the stones. Okay, so with all these stones that Thanos has, he can do anything. He literally can do anything. It's a ridiculous. He's so OP. It's funny. And I want to add a little more to this big picture here of the MCU. Okay. Okay. So like I said, what is this? What am I getting at? What's your point, dude? Well, now you'll read right here. You have the 20th Century Fox acquisition. Right here, you have what's Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. You notice that they're purple, right? Well, I mark them purple. Why? Well, as far as I can tell, these characters are the only mutants there are. You guys know what I'm talking about? You should, now that I just mentioned that. Okay, so like I said, 20th Century Fox. What's the point, dude? These two are purple. So the father of these two characters, if you don't know, Magneto is the father to Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. What does that mean? Well, that means that because of the Fox and Marvel acquisition, he's the main villain. You're also going to have the X-Men, right? We're here. Alright, so you have the X-Men. And another thing you might not know, Beast of the X-Men, he's an Avenger too. Okay, so somehow Beast might show up as an Avenger, maybe. That's a plausibility. This is one of those things that Stan Lee did. He had these characters that sometimes visited other teams, like Spider-Man and the Avengers. Beast, he would be with the Avengers too. So that was a thing for a while. So Beast was part of the lineups of the Avenger team. I don't know if Magneto will show up. I don't know if the X-Men will show up, but it's a plausibility. You know, it might be there. You have another series of characters which they've been messing. Fox has had they acquired these characters, but they never did them right, and that was a few of them. Actually, the guy who was in Captain America, who played Christopher, he played Captain America, was their Fantastic Four. He played Johnny Blaze. Remember that? Okay, so I'm back. And so, like I said, so after the Fox acquisition, you have all the theories of maybe the X-Men might come back, the Fantastic Four, you know, the Blade universe, the Midnight Suns, you know, that dark verse of Marvel, Daredevil. We don't know. This is all speculation. But a lot of the characters, the lower tier characters, they might make an appearance in the MCU now, in the actual cinematic universe. But this is such a world climactic event. Like, it's like when half the neighborhood disappears one day, then it's like everybody's involved, you know? It's like everybody. So, yeah. Okay, so going back to one of the big monkey wrenches in my theory. Now, this is now I'm poking a hole in my own theory, okay? And you're gonna say it. I know you're gonna say it. So I drew a picture of it, so that way I know what you're talking about, my friends, so that way we know we're on the same page. I know we are, so I'm making the transition over. So, okay. So yes, the gauntlet is destroyed. Even though you have all these cool stones, right? The gauntlet is gone. that means that if the Avengers are going to come to get the gauntlet, they're going to have to, maybe they can do it by extracting the stones and fixing the mess up. Instead of just having all these, any one Avenger or any one hero or person having all these stones, they will be assigned to certain people, and then they'll scatter the stones across the universe again, like it was supposed to, and undo everything that Thanos did. Okay, so that's my whole my whole theory on the Avengers Endgame. And so, yeah, and even though I was talking a lot about the Infinity War, this is my theory for Endgame. So this is my Endgame theory. So yeah, this is my Endgame theory, man. Now, I know that you guys out there, you guys know more. Some people know, I know a lot of people know way more about comics than I do. The Marvel MCU. There's a lot of people out there that they have like this. I don't have a great memory, so I know I'm maybe wrong. I do believe at minimum there's gonna be you have Marvel Universe A and then a separation to Marvel Universe B. Now, why I conclude this, and another thing that helps my argument for Marvel Universe A and Marvel Universe B, is because they already mentioned future movies like Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So how are you going to have Guardians of the Galaxy 3? The only way you can do that, unless they somehow get back together. That means that Groot is right now he's in the Universe B, and on Titan, Groot can meet up with Star-Lord, Drax, Mantis. So they're going to be in Bravo Universe. So according to my list, they're in Bravo Universe. So most of what you see for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, so if they're coming, the only way you can do that movie of Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is to have the majority of the characters together. Now at the end of Endgame, they're going to have to somehow resolve everything and get all the Rocket Raccoon he's the one that's in Alpha Universe. Rocket Raccoon somehow is going to have to find a way back to the rest of the Guardians of the Galaxy. All the other Guardians, they're in the Bravo Universe. They got snapped. The only other person that can help Rocket Raccoon regarding the Galaxy 3 is Gamora, and she's dead. She got thrown off a cliff. Thanks, Thanos. So yeah, Gamora's gone. So you just got Rocket Raccoon, and yeah, that's the only way. So Rocket Raccoon is in our Alpha Universe, where and I call Alpha Universe the universe that we know right now. Any character that did not get snapped and disappear to dust, no character, they're not characters that got dusted or killed. So they're living characters in the MCU and the Alpha Universe, like Iron Man and Nebula, right? Rocket Raccoon is somehow going to have to hook up with Iron Man and Nebula. That's the only way it's going to make sense. Like, how is he going to get to the rest of the Guardians of the Galaxy? They're on Titan, so that way they can go. And if they go to Titan, they meet up somehow and Titan, they might be able to, with the help of Iron Man, maybe they're able to get all the other characters back, including Doctor Strange and Spider-Man. And then Iron Man and Spider-Man and Doctor Strange go their separate ways back to Earth. The movie, Endgame, is going to be, let me write it up here a little bit higher. In fact, let me go right here. It's going to be 3 hours long. Okay, so that's Endgame, right? Now, I'm going to cross these things out because these are very improbable. But if they do happen, I will be so surprised, and you'll hear it here that I called it, right? So I have this video here as visual proof that I called it, that maybe through this Magneto link, we'll have the mutantverse and the introduction of the mutants into the MCU. And why do you want mutants? Because mutants are the characters that are born with natural special powered abilities. Okay, they're just born with the powers through genetics, evolution, and stuff like that. Stan Lee had that great idea that and he said it was mainly because he was lazy, but I think it was genius. How many accidents can you do? It's like, shit, you might as well just make it like they're born with it. Kind of like you're born with the skill, with certain talents. Like some people know how to sing, some people know how to draw. They draw better than me, as you can see here. So my theory is like maybe they're gonna show us a hint that there's gonna be mutants in the MCU and other characters. Yeah. So yeah, guys, this has been pretty cool. And it's gonna be 3 hours long. And who knows? Since Disney owns all this, it's all under Disney. What else could be happening? Well, Silver Surfer could show up. Any of these cosmic superpowered beings that are buried away in the MCU in the Marvel universe, they can come out of nowhere and just mess up Thanos. You know, Thanos is not invincible. He can be beat, but he's really hard. He's almost invulnerable. That's it. That's my MCU thing. Yeah, guys. Thanks for sticking with me this long. I know I chatted away and I had my own crazy theories on this. The thing is that I'm kind of excited and really enthusiastic about the MCU and how it's gonna go on, and also because of other clues that they've given us, like Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Well, there can't be a Guardians of the Galaxy 3 if half over 90% of the characters of the Guardians of the Galaxy are snapped away, right? That means only 2 characters are remaining that did not get snapped, that did not get dusted snapped, and that's Nebula and Rocket Raccoon. So see, there's some merit to what I'm saying. So and they're not even on the same planet, okay? Rocket Raccoon is on Earth in Wakanda, and he's got to somehow meet up with Nebula to find the rest of the team of Guardians of the Galaxy. See? So I mean, yeah, I'm not crazy, am I? Am I crazy? Do I sound like a conspiracy theory person? But you know what? I mean, I know I'm going to be wrong. I want to be surprised. I don't just want to call it and predict it. Again, the big monkey wrench in my theory is that glove is toasted. The glove is wrecked. The only way they can repair any of this stuff is they're going to have to pry out the gems from the glove, and independently, if there's anything left of the gems, maybe they can undo all the stuff that Thanos did and somehow bring back the universe, the Bravo universe and the Alpha universe into one universe. And that's the current MCU universe, But I think the people that died for that are permanently gone. Another character I think that can become and they actually did defeat Thanos, and that's in the comics, was a character named Adam Warlock. And I don't know if we're going to see Adam Warlock here. But yeah, you need a cosmic powered being. I am concerned about the role that this Captain Marvel character is going to play. I hope she doesn't single-handedly just defeat Thanos and let's call it a day. That'd be just lazy-ass writing. The reason why is because I heard that people who've seen the Captain Marvel movie, they still feel like she still needed more development. And the problem is that Carol Danvers, the consensus and the criticism towards that character, not Brie Larson, just the character in the comic books, is that she's not that interesting of a character. There hasn't been a great writer to come in and groom Carol Danvers' character into something really cool, with any other great superhero that has a great writer, like Chris Claremont with the X-Men, or John Byrne, or I could go on and on and on. And right now, I think the MCU is leaning towards Captain Marvel. From what we see in the previews, they're gonna lean toward Captain Marvel, and she's gonna come in and probably save the day and kick Thanos' butt, and yay, and we're supposed to accept that. When Thanos kicked the crap out of everyone else so viciously, and it's gonna be the most unclimactic thing ever. And it's like they can't do us in that dirty. So please, people be an MCU. Please don't make have Captain Marvel assist, but don't let her be the final blow and doing Thanos, because there's other characters that people like more that want to see Thanos get his reckoning. They want to be like Hulk or like Tony Stark, Doctor Strange, any of those characters. Anyway, this is my 2 cents. If you have any I know that I'm probably wrong on a lot of this stuff. Maybe I'm right. Let me know. Leave comments. And again, this is just an intellectual exercise. Anyways, guys, it's been fun, and it's the countdown's beginning to the big release. I'm sure that the first, I'm probably not going to be able to get in the first week. I'm going to have to probably watch the movie the second week or the third week, because I know that the theater houses are going to be packed. Everybody wants to see it, and I do too. I'm really interested to see what happened to those characters, and I'm just calling what I think is going to happen. I know I'm probably wrong. I'm not a writer. I'm not a professional writer per se, but sometimes I do think that this is a good abstract idea. Anyways, I'm calling this film theory. I'd like to conclude this episode of Rob in Real Time's Film Theory. This is where we work out theories and arguments of popular culture movies and work things out. Okay, guys, that's my thing about the MCU and my big snap theory. Glad you've stayed up with me this long and watch this video. Bye.